The air is heavy, thick with mist, and carries a faint metallic scent of blood. Somewhere in the shadows, something moves, silent, deliberate, its claws barely disturbing the leaf-strewn ground. A low growl vibrates through the forest, not loud, but enough to make the hair on your neck stand on end. The creature's eyes glint like molten gold in the dim light, and then you see it. Two curved blades descending from its upper jaw, glinting as if they were forged to kill. This is not a mammal you recognize, not a dinosaur, something older, something stranger. Its body is sleek, built for stalking. Muscles ripple under leathery skin. It pauses, sniffing, listening, calculating. Each step is precise. Every movement tells a story of survival in a world ruled not by giants yet, but by predators who perfected the art of killing long before the first dinosaurs appeared. The wind shifts, carrying a faint scent of its prey. With a sudden, fluid motion, the predator vanishes into the undergrowth, leaving silence in its wake. But the echo of its presence lingers, a reminder that millions of years ago, before dinosaurs roamed, Earth was dominated by hunters with fangs designed for one purpose: death. The mist begins to lift as dawn creeps across a world that feels alien, yet strangely familiar. Towering ferns sway in a gentle breeze, their fronds brushing against twisted, gnarled trees. But this world is not calm. Beneath the dense foliage, movement stirs. Predators that walked the earth long before the first dinosaurs took their first uncertain steps. For most of human imagination, the word Sabertooth conjures images of mammoths, icy plains, and the cat-like hunters of the Pleistocene. But what if I told you that the first Sabertooths appeared hundreds of millions of years earlier? That creatures with the same terrifying, elongated fangs were stalking prey when the Earth was still recovering from its greatest extinction? This is a world before dinosaurs, before the giants that would one day dominate the planet. And here, 5 completely unrelated predators evolved a solution to the same problem: how to kill large prey efficiently and quickly. This is the paradox of saber-tooth evolution. Different lineages, separated by millions of years and thousands of miles, independently developed the same deadly design. Elongated, curved fangs capable of piercing flesh with precision. Some were reptiles, some were marsupials, others were early mammals. Each of them experimented with skull structure, jaw mechanics, and hunting strategies, and each arrived at a design optimized for one ultimate goal: survival through lethal efficiency. But why? Why would evolution, chaotic and random as it often seems, repeatedly produce the same weapon? What does it say about the pressures of the prehistoric world, the landscapes, the prey, the competition? And what does it tell us about the rules that govern life itself? To understand, we must start with the first of these predators, the Gorgonopsids. These strange, mammal-like reptiles were the apex hunters of the late Permian period, moving with lethal precision across a world teeming with amphibians, primitive reptiles, and other early life forms. Their teeth were already beginning to hint at a pattern that would echo for hundreds of millions of years. Long, saber-like canines, paired with strong neck muscles and agile bodies. They were not perfect killers, but in their ecosystem, they were devastatingly effective. And yet, even these predators faced the fragility of existence. Their reign ended in one of Earth's most catastrophic mass extinctions, the Permian-Triassic event, where nearly 90% of all life vanished. The Gorgonopsids' demise set the stage for a new evolutionary experiment. The next wave of sabertooths, in new lineages and new continents, would rise to fill the void, each refining the deadly blueprint in different ways. This is a story not just about teeth and claws, but about repetition in nature, about how evolution, in different times and places, seems to test the same solution when faced with similar challenges. And as we explore these 5 predators, we will uncover a world of adaptation, risk, and survival, a world that challenges everything we think we know about how life evolves. Because if one lesson emerges from this prehistoric saga, it is this: the Earth has always favored the clever, the precise, and the relentless. And sometimes that favor is written in long, curved fangs that pierce deep into history itself. As the world recovers from the chaos of mass extinction, life begins to experiment. Evolution is not a straight path. It is a series of tests, a constant push and pull between predator and prey, survival and failure. And nowhere is this more striking than the rise of the first saber-tooth predators. Our journey begins with the Gorgonopsids, the earliest known saber-tooths, prowling the late Permian landscapes more than 250 million years ago. They are neither true mammals nor typical reptiles, but a transitional form, a mammal-like reptile bridging two worlds. Their elongated canine teeth, sharp and slightly curved, are their defining weapons. But these teeth are not merely tools. They are part of an intricate hunting system. Their necks are muscular and powerful, designed to drive those fangs deep into prey. Their jaws open wide enough to deliver precision strikes, but not so wide as to compromise strength. Every aspect of their anatomy points to a single purpose: efficiency in killing. The Gorgonopsids are hunters of precision, relying on stealth and agility rather than brute force. They likely ambush herbivorous prey, striking quickly, then withdrawing, letting their victims bleed out. In a harsh, competitive ecosystem, this strategy was highly effective. Yet even the most efficient designs can be undone. The Permian-Triassic extinction sweeps across the planet, erasing nearly 90% of species, including the Gorgonopsids. But evolution does not stop. It merely waits for opportunity. Millions of years later, in South America, the world sees a rise of Thylacosmilus, a predator that redefines the saber-tooth design. Unlike Gorgonopsids, Thylacosmilus is a marsupial, a distant relative of modern kangaroos and possums. And yet, it possesses fangs so extreme that they extend past the lower jaw, protected by bony flanges. Its bite force is relatively weak, but it compensates with extraordinarily strong neck muscles, using its fangs in a controlled stabbing motion rather than crushing. Here, the evolutionary principle of convergence becomes clear. Completely unrelated animals, separated by millions of years, independently arrive at the same deadly solution. Nature experiments repeatedly, and similar challenges produce similar outcomes. Across the northern hemisphere, nimmervids, the false saber-toothed cats, follow a parallel path. Though they are not true felines, their skulls and jaws mimic the designs of later saber-toothed cats. They, too, rely on wide gapes, reinforced skulls, and precision strikes. Nimmervids demonstrate that evolution does not just repeat itself once. It can experiment in multiple directions, converging again and again on the same functional design. In North America, smaller predators like machairoids offer a different twist. Their elongated canines are less imposing, but still specialized for rapid, precise killing. With lighter frames and agile builds, they hunt differently, showing that saber-tooth design is not one-size-fits-all. It is a strategy tailored to body size, prey type, and environmental context. Evolution experiments with proportions and mechanics, adjusting the template to fit each ecological niche. Finally, we arrive at the iconic Smilodon, the classic Pleistocene saber-tooth cat. Its fangs reach up to 20 centimeters, long and fragile, incapable of crushing bone. But its forelimbs are immensely strong, evolved to wrestle prey into submission before delivering the lethal bite. Smilodon represents the culmination of millions of years of refinement. Precision killing amplified by brute strength. It is the apex of specialization, a predator built for one purpose and one purpose only. Across all 5 predators, a pattern emerges. Long, curved fangs, wide gapes, and precise hunting mechanics repeat again and again across time and continents. These adaptations are not accidental. They are the product of environmental pressures, prey defenses, and evolutionary trial and error. Biomechanics, skull structure, neck muscle arrangement, and hunting strategy all converge to solve the same problem: how to kill large prey efficiently while minimizing risk. And yet, every design carries a cost. Specialization allows incredible efficiency, but it reduces flexibility. When the world changes, whether through climate shifts, prey scarcity, or competition, these predators, no matter how perfectly adaptive at their time, are vulnerable. Their stories are a testament to both the brilliance and fragility of evolutionary solutions. By studying these predators, modern scientists unlock more than just the past. They uncover universal rules about adaptation, survival, and ecological balance. Each fossil, each skull, each preserved fang is a chapter in the story of life's relentless experimentation, a story that repeats, converges, and sometimes fails, leaving behind lessons etched in bone. For most of human history, these ancient saber-toothed predators were silent. They existed only as fragments, a fawn here, a skull there, preserved in rock for millions of years. To our ancestors, they were nothing more than strange fossils, curiosities buried in the earth. Yet even in these fragments, there is a story about life's survival and the forces that shape our world. When early paleontologists first uncovered the fossils of saber-toothed predators, they faced an astonishing puzzle. How could such exaggerated teeth evolve? How could an animal survive with fangs so long, so delicate, seemingly impractical for the violent act of hunting? The initial interpretation was often cautious disbelief. To imagine a predator stabbing, rather than biting, to kill was almost inconceivable. Yet the bones told a clear story, one that modern science is only now beginning to fully unravel. Institutions like the Smithsonian, NASA-funded paleobiology labs, and universities publishing in Nature and Science have combined fossil records with advanced technology to reconstruct these predators in astonishing detail. Using 3D biomechanical models, scientists can now simulate how neck muscles, jaws, and fangs work together. They can test bite angles, measure forces, and even recreate the motions used to subdue prey. What emerges is a picture of precision, not brute force, a style of hunting that required strategy, timing, and a deep understanding of the prey's body, long before humans walked the earth. This research does more than illuminate the past. It teaches us about survival under extreme conditions. Highly specialized predators like Thylacosmilus or Smilodon succeeded spectacularly, but only under specific circumstances. Their dominance was fragile, entirely dependent on the stability of their ecosystems. When prey populations declined, climate shifted, or new competitors emerged, they struggled to adapt. Specialization is a double-edged sword. It is brilliant in one context, fatal in another, and here lies the first connection to humanity. Modern ecosystems are undergoing rapid transformations. Deforestation, climate change, and species invasions are shifting habitats faster than many species can adapt. By studying extinct saber-toothed predators, scientists can identify patterns and vulnerability. Which species are most at risk today? Which ecosystems are most fragile? How do apex predators shape the survival of countless other species? Fossils are not just remnants of the past. They are guides for understanding the present and predicting the future. There is also a philosophical dimension. The repetition of saber-tooth evolution across continents and millions of years reveals something profound about the nature of life itself. Evolution is not purely random. It is constrained by certain physical and ecological principles. Long fangs, wide gapes, and precise killing mechanics appear repeatedly because the pressures of survival favor these solutions under specific conditions. Life experiments, iterates, and converges on answers that work. Yet each solution is temporary, vulnerable to change. Humans, in a way, are part of this ongoing experiment. We study the saber-tooths not because they are ours to see, but because their existence illuminates the rules that govern life on Earth. Their fangs, their bones, their footprints are silent teachers. They remind us that every apex predator, no matter how dominant, is ultimately at the mercy of its environment, and they challenge our assumptions about progress and perfection in nature. Life is not linear. It is iterative, experimental, and often fleeting. Even culturally, these creatures have shaped human imagination. From the earliest fossil hunters to modern paleontologists, saber-tooths have inspired awe, fear, and curiosity. They are symbols of a world that is both familiar and alien, a reminder that our planet has seen forms of life and ecosystems so strange, so specialized, that they defy our everyday understanding. By connecting with these predators, we connect with a deeper timeline, one that stretches far beyond human history, revealing patterns that continue to influence life on Earth today. In the fossilized bones of Gorgonopsids, the bony flanges of Thylacosmilus, and the mighty fangs of Smilodon, we see more than ancient killers. We see evidence of evolution's rules. Precision over power, specialization over versatility, and a fragile balance that allows dominance to exist at all. For humans, this knowledge is invaluable. It informs conservation, ecology, and our understanding of life's resilience. It reminds us that the same forces that shaped these predators millions of years ago are still at work, shaping the destiny of life, including our own. And as we turn our eyes back to the present, The lesson becomes clear. To survive in a changing world, adaptability is just as important as power. Nature rewards experimentation, not perfection. The Sabertooths, for all their mastery, were spectacular yet temporary solutions to problems that will always reappear in some form. By studying them, humans gain insight not just into the past, but into the rules that govern life itself, today and for the future. As the dust of prehistory settles, a startling truth emerges. These 5 predators, spanning hundreds of millions of years and thousands of miles, share a single remarkable pattern. Evolution repeated the same solution to a common challenge over and over again. Gorgonopsids, Thylacosmilus, Nimrovids, Machairoids, and Smilodon, all separated by time, lineage, and geography, converge on the same design principle: elongated, curved fangs optimized for precision killing. This is the principle of convergent evolution. At its most striking, life does not always create new solutions from scratch. Instead, under similar pressures, prey of certain sizes, competition from other predators, the need for efficiency, nature repeatedly discovers what works. It is as if the laws of physics, biology, and ecology impose constraints on the creative possibilities of life. The Sabertooths are the living proof, or rather the fossilized proof, that evolution is guided as much by necessity as by chance. Yet, within this repetition lies a profound lesson. Specialization is both a strength and a vulnerability. Each predator's fangs, jaws, and neck muscles were perfected for a specific prey, a particular hunting method, a narrow ecological niche. In their time, they were apex predators, unrivaled in their skill. But when the world shifted through climate change, mass extinction, or the arrival of new competitors, these same adaptations became liabilities. The very traits that made them extraordinary also made them fragile. Smilodon, the iconic saber-toothed cat, could overpower massive prey in its ecosystem. Yet when humans arrived and environments changed, even this apex predator could not survive. From the perspective of deep time, dominance is fleeting. Apex predators, no matter how specialized, are temporary solutions to an ever-changing planet. And the Sabertooths teach us that evolution is not a straight path toward perfection, but a series of experiments, repeated, refined, and sometimes erased. In a way, life is like a vast laboratory, and the Earth itself is a test chamber. Every species is a test of an idea, every extinction a failed experiment, every convergence a repeated success story. This insight reframes everything we thought we knew about the history of life. The Sabertooths are not anomalies, they are the rule. Life, when pushed to the edge, tends to discover similar solutions independently. But these solutions are context-dependent. A design that dominates in one ecosystem may fail spectacularly in another. It is a reminder that survival is never guaranteed, even for the most formidable predators. And there is an unexpected symmetry here. The lessons of saber-tooth evolution echo into the modern world. Today, ecosystems face unprecedented changes: deforestation, climate disruption, invasive species, and human encroachment. Species that are highly specialized, like the saber-tooths once were, face disproportionate risk. By studying the patterns of life that came before, scientists can predict which species are most vulnerable, which adaptations may fail, and how ecosystems may respond. Fossils, once silent and distant, become guides for understanding the fragility and resilience of life today. Even philosophically, this revelation challenges human notions of dominance and power. Apex status is never permanent. Nature favors adaptability, not brute force alone. The repeated rise and fall of saber-tooths illustrates a truth that applies not only to animals but to ecosystems, to species, and ultimately to humanity itself. The world is in constant flux, and only those capable of adjusting to change endure. Looking at the saber-tooths together, across the expanse of time, we begin to see life as a grand experiment, iterated countless times. Each predator is a data point, a solution tested and either retained or discarded. The Earth's history is not just a story of extinction. It is a story of trial, repetition, and ingenious adaptation. And in that repetition, in that convergence, we discover the elegant logic of evolution. As the final echoes of their reign fade, one final thought emerges. The fangs, the jaws, the agile bodies, they are more than weapons. They are lessons etched into the earth, reminders that life seeks solutions relentlessly, that success is measured in adaptation, and that even the most dominant creatures are fleeting. The Sabertooths are not merely ancient predators. They are symbols of the timeless patterns of life, the balance between brilliance and vulnerability, and the astonishing creativity of evolution itself. By the end of this journey, we no longer see the Sabertooths simply as killers of the past. We see them as teachers of a deeper truth, that life is iterative, experimental, and ever-changing, and that even the deadliest predators leave behind lessons that resonate across millions of years. As the ages roll on, the Earth continues its relentless transformation. Oceans rise and fall, continents drift, forests expand and retreat, species appear, flourish, and vanish. In this endless flow, the Sabertooths, once rulers of their world, are gone. Their bones, fossilized in stone, are all that remain of their mastery, all that testify to their dominance. Yet in their disappearance, they speak to us across millions of years. The lesson is clear. No apex predator, no matter how perfectly adapted, survives forever. The Sabertooths mastered their environment, yet the world changed. Climate shifted, prey disappeared, ecosystems transformed, and the apex hunters could not adapt fast enough. Their extinction is a stark reminder that survival is never a static achievement. It is an ongoing negotiation with dynamic, unpredictable world. And this is where humanity enters the picture. We are observers and participants in the same evolutionary narrative. Like the Sabertooths, we are a product of adaptation, specialization, and trial. We shape our environment, even as it shapes us. Unlike the Sabertooths, however, we have foresight, the ability to learn from the past, to see patterns, and to anticipate change. Fossils, skulls, and fangs are not relics of a lost world. They are lessons. They reveal the strategies that worked, the vulnerabilities that led to collapse, and the principles that govern life on Earth. Looking closer, we realize that life itself is an experiment without end. Evolution does not aim for perfection. It seeks solutions, iterates, and repeats patterns where they succeed. The Sabertooth's long fangs, wide gapes, and powerful necks were answers to specific challenges in a specific world. Yet those answers were temporary. Life's success is measured not by permanence, but by adaptability. The moment conditions change, yesterday's solutions can become today's liabilities. There is a humbling beauty in this. To study these predators is to witness the artistry of nature itself. Precision honed over millions of years, repeated across species and time, a reminder that life is both fragile and resilient. We see the same logic mirrored in modern ecosystems. Specialized species flourish under stability, but falter under disruption, and only flexibility and diversity can buffer against the unknown. And perhaps the most profound insight comes from recognizing the continuity of life. The Earth that bore Gorgonopsids, Thylacosmilus, and Smilodon is not alien. It is the same planet we inhabit, governed by the same rules, shaped by the same forces. Predators rise, ecosystems shift, species vanish, but the patterns endure. The fangs, the claws, the hunting strategies, they are symbols not just of death, but of life's relentless drive to innovate and survive. As we close this journey, we are left with a deeper understanding of the natural world. We see that evolution is an experiment, repeated endlessly, sometimes successful, sometimes not. We see that dominance is temporary, and that survival depends on adaptability as much as strength. And we see that even creatures as fearsome as the Sabertooths ultimately leave behind lessons far more enduring than their reign. In the end, the Sabertooths teach us not only about life before dinosaurs, but about life itself. Its fragility, its ingenuity, and its ceaseless quest for solutions. Their story echoes through time, reminding us that every species, including our own, is part of an ongoing experiment, a grand, intricate, and beautiful attempt to navigate a world that is ever-changing, unpredictable, and extraordinary. As the camera pans across the fossilized remains, the empty forests, and the silent, wind-swept plains they once ruled, we understand. Life is not about permanence. It is about resilience, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of survival. The Sabertooths may be gone, but their legacy endures, etched into the very fabric of evolution, whispering to us across millions of years, teaching us to read the patterns of life and prepare for the challenges yet to come.